Ooh, thank God I don't have to do that. Well, good for you. I also dropped out of college, to be honest. Yeah, they were trying to teach me business in business school. But, yeah, they don't know shit about business. And they became teachers! So what are you trying to teach me, okay? God damn, they were talking about Marxism. This man in class droning on about Marxism. Wow, so progressive. No. That was... what? Say 8 years ago? 9 years ago? 8 years ago? Yeah. I actually... This is a good one. I was super excited. I was super excited for my first day in economics class. Economics 101. And I get into the class, and the teacher is she's a big macher, a big teacher. She was also fat, but I also mean like she was well respected. Okay. And she started talking about economics, and she said this sentence. In 2008, Obama saved America. And I was like, what the hell is this person? Obama saved America. So she was obviously talking about the whole stimulus, bailouts, blah, 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 blah. So after, in the break, I come up to her and I'm like, hey, have you ever heard about, Chicago economics? There's Hayek and there's Keynes. There's two different schools of thought on this stuff. It's not very black and white, And she's like, I don't know who that is. And I'm like, wait, what? She's like, I don't know who that is. And this woman was supposed to be she was apparently the dean of economics at Harvard or whatever. Okay. And I literally just left her class. Right then and there. Because I'm like, you are dumb. The CNN version. Yeah. And that's cool. I mean, and that thing about Marxism is true. I did have a class. I literally had a class that was just the guy teaching us about Marxism. The proletariat, the bourgeoisie, the ivory tower. It's interesting. Is it good? Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, he was a homosexual. What do you think? Pardon my language, okay? That's not appropriate. That is not appropriate here, okay? It just... Yeah, this is what felt weird. Okay, this is what felt weird. Okay, I went to college called IDC. Okay, it's a school in Israel, Herzliya. In Herzliya, IDC. What is it? I don't even know what it stands for. It doesn't matter. But it's a school that's a lot about business, a lot about entrepreneurship. Right, a lot about, and it's a private school in Israel. the universities are actually very cheap, and a lot of them are public, and you don't have to pay that much. This school, IDC, was like private, and you had to pay a lot. Compared to America, it's a little amount of money, but compared to Israel, it's like 4 or 5 times what someone else would normally pay for school, right? So, and then, right, in this campus, super fancy, new, state-of-the-art, entrepreneurship, okay? You need to respect the working class, okay? They're gonna rise up. The working class is gonna rise up and overthrow the proletariat, okay? You need to understand the subject and subjectum, okay? Like, you see, these things, it didn't really make sense, right? They weren't exactly compatible, right? So, that was my, it was hypocrisy. It was hypocrisy. And I felt like, yeah, what was the point of me even going to that school? Like, what are they teaching me here? What are they going to teach me how to do business in this school? No, they're going to teach you how to sit in the classroom and how to pass a test. Like, even I had a class there about entrepreneurship, and like they would bring people to lecture, but like that's not what entrepreneurship is about. If you want to go out and you want to make money, if you want to have a business, then you got to go out and make a fucking business. Like, I don't know how you can start in the classroom like, yes, they do have people. Maybe I didn't stay there long enough. I dropped out. But like, I feel like at the end of the day, especially in America, and I wasn't in America, I was in Israel, college is a waste of time. So don't stop your education, okay? You know enough, okay? You know enough. You don't need to know anymore, all right? Stop thinking. Stop thinking. There's no more... Okay? It's enough. Turn your brain off and just buy the shittiest shitcoin that you can find. The shittiest one. There's your 100x. That's your 100x. That's what they should teach you in fucking college. That's what the proletariat wants, baby. Okay? All right. Excuse me. Our good friend V. I'm very glad you made it, V. V is a staple of the spaces here. Woo, Lordy. Thank you for joining us, V. How are you today? Good, I'm getting worked up about education. Way too much of it, in my opinion. Sorry, were you saying something? No, I'm talking about any type of education. We need more stupid people. Everyone shows up to be smart, okay? But you know what ends up with happening to the smart people? They go to jail or they're dead, okay? I don't want to be smart. I want to be not even stupid, like middle of the road, right? Middle of the road, but making a lot of money, right? I don't need to be smart. You don't need to be smart to make money. You can be dumb as hell, right? This is the big unlock. Be more dumb. More mental illness. This is the key, okay? Education? No. Knowing things is way overrated. Everything on Wikipedia is a lie. You don't need to know it. Like, that's the thing. It's a lie. And you don't even need to know the lie because you can just reference it on their fucking website. So what's the point? What's the point? Knowledge way overrated. You got ChatGPT. You just plug me right in. I don't need to know shit. So what do I need to do? So what is education these days? What is education these days? So what is education? It's mid-curve, and but you know, they still go to school, you still have tests, you still do all the same shit. What are you doing? What are you doing? Yeah. Okay. That's your argument? Is this your argument? Is this your argument? I'm desperate. I'm in debt. What? Are you serious? Are you serious? V. Holy shit. This is some dark shit, man. This is some really dark shit that the spin that V just put on it is so bad, because now not only are they wasting your time, they're actually imprisoning you into a life of indentured servitude, which is what V apparently wants from his education system. What's the other option to slavery? Come on, V, we could do a little better. We could do a little better than slavery. No. V, in all seriousness, are you serious right now about this line? Like, are you serious? Including the debt? Including the part about debt? But that's so crazy. That's so crazy. Because you don't need to put yourself into debt in order to succeed. That's crazy. That is, if what you're saying is true, it's very fucked up. It's very fucked up. That the only way to motivate people is to put them into hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt. That's what we need to be doing. To me, that's very sad, and that puts everyone. Actually, it puts everyone who takes that route into a tremendous weak spot, right? Like, I mean, I can't, yeah, that. Bro, bro. No, bro. This is a lie. This is a lie that you've been sold. You've been bought and sold, my friend V. I am the fucking bottom rung of society, according to you, and I'm happy about that shit, okay? At the very fucking least, you don't walk into your life with minus 200,000 in your bank! Are you kidding me? Minus 200,000! Minus 200,000. Most people do not get to plus 200,000. Most people do not get to plus 200,000. Understand that. Understand that. That means that it is almost impossible for them to break even on that fucking train. It is almost impossible. There are few succeed. But guess what, buddy? They didn't need the fucking degree to do it. Well, woo, getting me upset here, V, because like this is some. If you're like, this is, if you really believe this, and you're saying you believe it, to me, that is one of the most dangerous beliefs that society can have. That in order to succeed, you need to take this type of risk, because this is not the risk that a young person needs to take. Absolutely not. Because with the same money, you can go out and you can start a business. And yes, I know that not everyone is going to be motivated. But at the end of the day, if you have $10,000, that, $10,000, we're talking about, 10 or 20 times that to go to the university. I'm talking about 10,000, right? You can do a tremendous amount of business with $10,000. If you invest in yourself and whatever passions that you may have, like Hash, by the way, let's use Hash, right? Who also, we got onto this topic because Hash himself said that he was dropout. And Hash has figured out a way through snow shoveling and whatever to get by, and he didn't need to take that debt in order to do it, right? And let's say Hash, right now, faced with, he's a little bit older, I know he's a little bit older, but let's say he's faced with a question. Right now, I can continue my education, or I can grow my snow shoveling business, right, by buying a fucking plow so I can service 3 times as many people, right? That makes a lot more fucking sense, because at the end of the day, if that plow breaks down and he loses that $10,000, he's at zero. He didn't take a fucking loan to get there, right? And even if he did take a loan, even if he did take a $10,000 loan, or even a 20, or even $100,000, or even a $200,000 loan, he can declare bankruptcy on that fucking tractor. You cannot declare bankruptcy when you go to college, because they saddle you with that debt for life. They don't give a shit. They don't give a fuck. So do not believe. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but you will still, once you go, if you want to be an entrepreneur, you will still need to go out and fail. Like, it's not a magic. I have a degree. That means I have $1 million in sales. No, you still need fucking customers, bro. You still need to do the fucking work, and you're not gonna know how to do that. You're not gonna know how to do that unless you did that. And they can't teach that to you in a classroom. They just can't. I mean, there's some things that they can't do. But listen, education, yes, there's some education that is necessary, but even in these necessary categories, it's also a scam, right? So business, we've already discussed it, but let's say like doctors, lawyers, you need education for that, right, V? But V, you don't understand, V. How many motherfuckers do you see running around swinging a machete? There is only one, because there can only be one. It's about finding the passion, it's about finding your voice, it's about doing what you want to do, right? So obviously, it's not going to be nude machete content, right? That's unique to me, to Gabriel. That's the Gabriel Haynes trademark, okay? Just like Trump is like, you're fired, I'm man booby machete guy. You get it? You get it? Sorry. I didn't mean to be rude. But, I mean, I don't think your question is exactly correct, because you can support an infinite amount of types of creators, I think, because at the end of the day, each individual is a driver of economic value. Right, Hash, what do you have to say? Listen, I was joking about education in general, right? There's the education system, and then there's education, right? Education is what, we could even be doing that right now. We're having a discussion. This is a form of education, right? So, that obviously education is something I believe in. I was joking. But education system is more of what I was talking about. And here's the thing. I do not have a course to sell, so I don't like. I'm not saying you can go and drop ship your way to $1 million. Yeah, no, you're not. But I do think that you can educate yourself. Like you don't need a classroom setting, right? You don't need that degree, and you certainly don't need $200,000 in debt. That's insane. That's insane, and I think it's way more dangerous, my friend, Mr. V. Mr. V, with all due respect, to take on a $200,000 loan than to pay my $99 fee. Okay, so just so we're clear. I don't think you have a leg up. I think strictly you have a leg down. I mean, starting with debt is a leg down. I think that's what it let V. If I may ask, what is your level of education? You can't. What? You can't say that you went to college. What? What the fuck? You can't. Oh God. You people, you're making this hard for me, Mr. V. Well, I am curious about your education and how your education helped you during your career. But apparently you cannot tell me that. But if anyone else in the class would like to share, please feel free to do so. No takers. Well, I referred to it earlier, but Hash said that he dropped out of school, and and then I said I also did, and I was just sharing some of my experiences at school. Um, yeah, again, I'm not, first of all, I love when you come up on these spaces. You have great questions, and I have respect for you, and I don't mean to make you feel disrespected in any way. So, but you keep coming back, so I guess you're okay with it. So, but but anyway, I I felt in my school that there were a lot of things that they were teaching me that were not, very valuable, and they were coming from people that I didn't feel that I could respect or look up to. And if you, it's hard to have a teacher that you think is an idiot, right? Like, yeah, you should, there is something to learn from everyone, but especially in an education setting, if you don't have respect for your teacher, then you're not going to learn anything. And even throughout my schooling experience, not every teacher was, was worthy of respect. But the ones that were always the best. And there were always people that resonated the most with me, regardless of the subject. So it's, again, like, education. Hold on one second. Hello? No. Hi. Hi. Sorry, got a quick call there. And you know what? Sometimes it's being like, this game is dumb as hell, and I'm gonna play my own freaking game. Like, you can do whatever, but like at the end of the day, if you want to play that game of hierarchy and bowing and this and that, you're always gonna be playing someone else's game, and you're always gonna be at their mercy. And no matter how well you play, you're still gonna get fired at the end of the day if you want to get fired, if they want to fire you. My dad is a guy who has a good education. He has had jobs his entire life, but I have watched him get fired time and time again, not because he's a bad employee, not because he's a slacker, not because he's rude, not because he's an asshole, but because he's performed too well. Because his boss gets threatened that he sells too much, and then he's like, oh, this guy, he needs to get out of here because he's gonna take my job. And that happened not once, not twice, that happened like 5 times. Okay, so like, you can't say that it's not that simple. It's not that simple. And just saying you play this game and you bow and this and then you move up, that's not necessarily true. It's not necessarily true. It's he's a salesman. He goes and sells. It's his job. And there's so many other things that come with an office, like politics, like this and that, and blah, 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 right? So your job becomes kissing ass. And like, you know what? He does kiss ass. And doesn't even fucking matter, because sometimes your boss is a fucking asshole. It doesn't matter. Like, it literally makes no difference. All right. We got a voice request here from Cloud Johnny Lappin. Here's Johnny. What do you have for us today, Johnny? Do you have any questions, concerns, comments, ideas? Yeah, appreciate that. I'm not trying to demonize here, man. I'm mostly joking. I'm mostly joking at the end of the day. But I really do believe that the college is overrated. Can I ask you some questions about your experience? Are you in any debt? Did you have to take a loan? Okay. Uh, so, but the state, how much is a state school? $10,000? How much is it per year? Per year. Total. Right, right, yeah. And the grants are kind of like a sponsorship. Like I don't. Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah. So like what I like about Johnny's story here is that first of all, he went to a relatively cheap school, right? Like, yes, it makes a lot of like yes. First of all, he doesn't have debt, so that's a big leg up. Yeah, I get it. If you want to go to get that education, and you don't have any debt, but like to take the debt is a bit ridiculous. But also what Johnny did, it's like it's not only that A lot of people go to college and they just coast in order to get that degree. But Johnny was a little bit more active, and he wanted, and he did something that he enjoyed, right? If you go to college and you're having a good time and you're enjoying, that's fine, man. I'm not telling you not to like not have, and you're learning and you're meeting people. Okay. Well, oh, Soul Rack, you just dropped. I was gonna bring you right up. Soul Rack, come back. I was gonna come back, but to that point, like, Johnny. Oh, let me get the Soul Rack. To that point, it's funny because you are saying, you're kind of saying that your experience doesn't line up with what V is saying, but in theory, you like what V is saying. Am I right? So that is kind of the right. That is a problem. I want to go. I want to go on to Soul Rack, but I just want to point that out. All right, Soul Rack. Soul Rack. How you doing? How you doing? Thank you for joining us. How you doing? What do you got to say today? Okay. that you found something that you enjoy doing, that you make a good living from, and you did it your way. And I know it's hard, and but at the end of the day, there's no one that can teach you that, right? There's no one that can teach you that. You had to go to those jobs, you had to fail out in order to get to where you are today, and that was your education. And that was your education, and that education comes in many ways. Yeah, it can start school, but it also comes the way that you say.
Do you have a Philip head screwdriver by any chance? You don't?
I don't know, only like hex. I don't have tools. I just have like these wrenches, but that's it. Yeah, well, I mean, you gotta stand up for yourself. You gotta stand up for yourself. There's no two ways about it. Anyone else in the audience, please feel free to come up. Let's chat. But V, what do you have to think about that? Like, I mean, are you still here, V? But like, yeah, what do you think of Solrek's opinion, his story? Like, what do you think? Not exactly. I mean, if someone offered me a fight, I'm taking you. V, you fighting me right now? Is that what you're getting at? You want to fight? I have done a fight in the past already. I mean, so technically, I guess, but it's not pay per view. But so I'll tell you what happened. I'll tell you the lore of what happened. But I started working with Karate Combat, which is like a karate league. It's kind of like UFC, but they have different rules. And I wasn't into any like martial arts up until then, but I started going to the events and I started getting really into it. So yeah, I did. Whoa, Sam. Yeah. So yeah, I do have a boxing trainer.
Alright, sir, so
It's all done.
yeah, we're gonna take a look at it.
One second. Yeah. So I do have a boxing trainer. I do train him.
Thank you, sir.
I don't have an agent. I mean, for a fighting agent, man, I don't have an agent. You want to be my agent? You're hired. Get me some fights. No. All right. So first of all, let me. I don't think you've seen this, but wait, where? What the hell? Wait, wait. Oh. I'm going to link my fight here at the top. All right, I just pinned it at the top of the space. Yeah, so I fought this guy Booger Beard, and when I fought him, like I had almost zero training. I mean, I had went to maybe a week or two of classes at that point. Now I'm maybe I don't know 4 months in, 3 or 4 months in. So I'm a little bit better than I was at that time. I hope. But yeah, I do think that I see this like these fights as like a massive opportunity. Like I think that people make a lot of money doing this kind of thing. And yeah, like in the right setting, I think like it would be ridiculous to do some the whole man, the whole hype up, shit talking, press conference. I did even do a press conference with another guy. Um, this is the thing. So, so when I went karate combat the first time, um, like I was gonna get in the pit with this guy McMalley, but at the last second he chickened out. And he didn't want to do it. Or I don't know if I don't want to say at the last second he chickened out. He didn't want to do it. It wasn't clear to him that it was gonna happen. So and he didn't want to do it. But he basically organized this later fight with Booger Beard, which was epic. But my point of telling you this is that the press conference that I did with McMalley was so funny. It was so ridiculous. I need to find it. But like, yeah, like I see that opportunity. I see that opportunity. There is a fight promotion called Crypto Fight Week. Yeah, Crypto Fight Week. So they do I mean they do have events apparently. It's coming up November 24th. So I mean, but again, like Also, I don't want to like fighting is not fun necessarily. You have to get punched in the face. Like that's not something that I enjoy in particular. So it's not like I'm not gonna be like going around like looking for fights unless it's like some big opportunity. You understand what I'm saying? Like I'm not just gonna be like, oh yeah, crypto fight night, yeah, get me in the ring there, I'll fight whoever. Like, no, I'm not an idiot, even though I lack education. Like it's got like maybe some big payday or some big promotion. I don't know. Yeah, so that was Ian Gary, who Ian Gary is a ranked UFC fighter. He's probably going to be the champ at some point. But yeah, he kicked me. He kicked me twice actually, and it left a mark. It left a mark. But I would not be fighting anyone of that caliber. They'd all be slobs, probably. Like Boogerbeard. That slobby son of a bitch. But in that video, have you seen the whole video, V? Have you actually seen the whole video, or just the kick? It was a draw. It was a draw. Although I'm gonna say I won because he couldn't go another round. He was completely gassed. I was screaming there. I was like, "Give me another round! Give me another round! I'll beat his ass!" Because basically he won the first, I won the second. But then he was completely gassed. We were both completely gassed. I mean, to be fair, like it's not like I wasn't tired, but I did. Yeah. But it was a draw, and now he won't fight me again because he's too scared. Yeah, so Karate Combat is all streaming. It's not paper. Like they don't do any pay per view. Yeah, and actually, I will be going to not Puerto Rico. Their Dominican Republic in 10 days. They're having Karate Combat 41. Yeah, it's gonna be epic. Well, I mean, we'll see what happens this time around. Part of the problem is that Joe Rogan actually knows about fighting, whereas I don't necessarily. And the commentators and the analysis they bring are actually like real fight commentators, right? They are actual fighters, like Boss Rutan and GSP and Lyoto Machida, etc. So I don't think that maybe I would be a good fit for that. No, no. Actually yes, Boss Rutan and no, were they there? No, but anyway, I don't know if they were on my fight, but Boss Rutan and GSP and Lyoto, they do just the regular. They're like the real fights, not my fights, like the regular, right? The lead, the analysis, you know. You know what I'm saying? Famous punk now. No, it's just dude. Nah. I mean, maybe I I mean, yeah, I've just been training this guy, Seth. You've seen him in some of my workout videos. But he's just a guy I know from for a while around here. He's a nice guy, so I just trained him. But yeah, maybe I'll get some like customado type shit over here, huh? Yeah, I'll get that real champ shit. Woo woo woo. All right, boys and girls. Well, we're gonna move to wrapping it up here. We're about an hour in, but let's take some last questions. Anyone in the audience? Questions, concerns, comments, ideas? If not, I don't know if V got any more things, but yeah. I do sell merch. I have a hat store. What kind of merch are you looking for, Mr. V? Yeah, I don't sell machete merch, but like, should I just sell machetes? Signed machetes? Like, is that, are people buying that or like? Signed machetes, V, you're in. Home defense. Is that like, am I gonna be arrested for trying to, usurp the government or? but they're signed. They're signed. My name's all over them. I do want to do more merch. I did the hats, but I do want to do a merch. Yeah, well, I wanted to do something. I wanted to do a new merch. I need to think about it. But for real, like machete? Like machete? Really? Should I do machete? Like an actual people buy machete? You want to buy machete? How much you paying for machete? Like custom machete? Bro. Money is no object. You must have one hell of an education, sir. Woo! Absolutely. All right. Well, listen. This is what I'm gonna machete merch. I'm gonna have to buy like 10 wholesale machetes. Customized machetes. What? Reserve? You got a bid, baby! This is a marketplace. This is not communism. I don't reserve shit. Well, what should I do? Just flat price? But I don't know what the price is at. No educated entrepreneurs like, yeah, they taught me in school how to price machetes. No, that's not what's happening, okay? What do you say? All right, people, all right, let's wrap it up. I really had a good time. Thanks, everyone, for joining me. Thank you again for joining us. I want to do these. I want to do once a week. I think that's good. That's good once a week. The video is something that I do want to include, but I don't know. I was technically live streaming, but there were a lot of problems with it. There was no audio for a time.